Today I fucked up by stripping on Zoom. This happened yesterday. I was in an early Zoom class. Now, I am not a morning person at all. I'm pretty much a zombie running on autopilot in the morning. I have a routine for mornings. Wake up, make tea, dress, and do classes. Yesterday, I missed my alarm so I was late. I decided I could skip dressing and do it later. Sometime in the middle of the class, there was a break so I started getting dressed. A wise woman once said, to get dressed, you must first get undressed. This is correct. I muted myself and tried / to shut off my camera. Unfortunately, my foggy morning brain didn't realize that I had in fact done nothing and my camera was still running. So I undress and worst of all take off my bra. If only I was organized, this would not have been a problem because my back would have been to the camera the whole time, but I had not put my freshly washed clothes in the closet yet so I had to turn around to take a shirt out of my hamper. So there I was, flashing my whole class without knowing it. One of my friends who is in the class had been texting me to tell me to shut my camera, but alas my phone was in another room. When I returned to the screen, I noticed my mistake. I could have died right there. There was a very awkward silence before the class resumed. I emailed the professor and she was cool about it, but I'm still mortified. She's promised to edit out that part when she sends out recordings of the class. Too long didn't read. I took off my clothes on Zoom and left the camera on by accident. I remember seeing someone post about seeing this and you in the replies. That's called OnlyFans, winking face, smiley face, deleted. Rookie move, deleted. Lol epic. Nothing works better at making sure your camera's off than a post-it note over the lens. Today I fucked up by trying to act natural in front of a cop. A year ago on my way to work, I was stopped by the police for driving weird. It was a weird road. I can get socially anxious at times, so despite really doing nothing wrong and having nothing to worry about, I began to get really nervous as the cop walked towards my window. As I lowered my window I thought to myself, just act natural. Cop leaned over and asked for my driver's license. I quickly pulled out a card from my wallet and tried to give it to him. He then just froze and stared at me for what felt like an eternity, not saying anything. I was extremely confused and began sort of moving my hand in a thrusting motion, all while my heart was beating like crazy. I then looked down and realized I had just pulled out my credit card and was furiously trying to give it to the officer. I think I said the equivalent of "oh shit my bad" and quickly took out my driver's license. Understandably, he took his time running my card and plate. I was ultimately late to work. Too long didn't read. I tried to give a police officer my credit card instead of my driver's license. I've done this exact same thing before, only the officer's response was to hand it back and say let's try that again. Cash only sir. What? I can't believe that cop never had someone do that before. Most people are nervous when they get pulled over. Must have been a rookie. All he had to do was say that's not your license, sir. I have a friend who saw a cop checking speeds, got distracted trying to act natural and rolled into the car in front of him. Whoops. Then while he was talking to the cop, another car hit him. Probably because they were distracted by trying to act natural in front of the cop. I was once pulled over because a cop thought I was using my phone while driving. I wasn't, it was sitting in the center console plugged in and connected to CarPlay. When she said, "My colleague back there thinks he saw you with your phone up to your ear," I was so nervous I replied, "I don't have a phone." Then we both looked down at the phone, then looked at each other. I mean, no I wasn't. I then finally came to my senses, explained CarPlay, showed her my call history and she was satisfied. Today I fucked up by not disclaiming that Patrick is a pony not an abusive boyfriend and Black Pearl is my horse not my vibrator. Too long didn't read. I talk about horses/ponies I ride with their first name. This caused a lot of confusion that has left my parents thinking I was in an abusive relationship and my Tinder date that I was obsessed with my vibrator. This summer my then husband left me for a co-worker and I was left broken and sad. As I always loved horses I bought a new horse, let's call her black pearl. She was very green and I had to start her up, so I haven't been able to ride her yet. Meanwhile, somebody was looking for a person to train a naughty pony for her kids. His name is a human man name, let's call him Patrick. So to take my mind of things, I fully went to work with these two horses. I moved back in with my parents. Depressing, I know, but the divorce left me broke, and this way I could afford my horse and prevent myself falling into a full depression. So every night I went out and said to my parents, I'm going to Patrick. Bye. Now Patrick is naughty. He threw me on several occasions. One time he knocked me over and I bruised my knees. My mom asked me what happened and I just went, oh, Patrick knocked me over. He is such an asshole. My mom, her face went pale. A week later Patrick gave me a head bump and I had a black eye. He also bit my finger. I again complained to my mom about Patrick hurting me. But 3 nights in the week I would go, I'm off to Patrick. One day he threw me pretty hard and I was doubting if I wanted to go on with this pony. I don't want to break my neck. So I said to my mom, I want to quit Patrick. She didn't let me finish and said, look, I know you are hurting with your divorce, but staying with somebody who hurts you is wrong. And I didn't say anything because I never thought you would get into something like this. Yet suddenly clicked in my head. I said, Mom, Patrick is a pony. The look on her face of pure relief, and then we laughed and laughed and laughed. One would think I would have learned my lesson, but no. I was chatting with a guy from Tinder. I was complaining about the lockdown. I told him I was so happy I have my black pearl. Without, I would have gone insane. I told him I couldn't wait to be able to ride it, but I had been able to sit on it already. He went, wow, this became personal fast. I was confused and said, Black Pearl is my horse. He then had to confess that his ex, her preferred line of sex toys were called Black Pearl. That was just too funny. I might have to change my horse's name now. Embarrassed smiley face, embarrassed smiley face, embarrassed smiley face. You should maybe start leading conversations with I own horses and their names are. Before you start saying things like I ride Black Pearl for a few hours after work, you less you want the weird looks, I mean you do, you boo. Lol. Haha, may be a good idea because a lot of things horse related sound pretty perverted taken out of context. Smiley face, smiley face. Unlucky. Glad to know your mom would help if you were actually in an abusive relationship. She did keep silent quite a long time, just throwing my dad worried looks. I just thought she was afraid that the pony would break my neck, so I didn't think twice about the worried looks I got. But honestly, when I got my black eye, I told her he did it by accident, which was true. He just startled. Just thinking about all the weird things I might have said about him while they were still thinking he was my boyfriend. Also, I started riding Patrick like 2 months out of divorce, like really quick to have a new boyfriend. Black Pearl is also the name of the ship on Pirates on the Caribbean, as you probably know. No need to change its name after learning about that. Lol.